Friends, I thought I'd do a little bit of an unusual video today. Just share with you from out in my backyard. This is a new bench that I've put up. And it's got a little bit of bird poop on it, so I've got a towel behind me here. It's also got a bunch of, it's under a black gum tree. I didn't think about the fact that these little black specks and stuff that's on here along with the white. That's not bird poop, that's black gum. Anyway, I wanted to do a little follow-up video about my weight and my health issues and my fighting diabetes and the way that I've changed my eating, and also share a little bit of my Christian testimonial along with it. I think those of you that watched me for a while realize I am a Christian. I'm a Baptist. I don't usually talk about religion or politics, but I'm going to start talking about religion. I'm still not much into politics. I don't think either one of them has the answer necessarily, although I'm definitely going to lean more toward Republican. I guess what you might have called me in years past is sort of a moderate Republican, but I hold to Christian views on a lot of issues. So I'm going to share a bit of my Christian testimonial along with this, how it's helping me with my food and my eating. So I want you to know what I've been through. So now it's been about a year and 3 months ago. I've told the story before, but I was about 315 pounds. I had been healthy for a while, then I'd gone off the rails eating a whole lot of carbohydrates and sugar. And I'm not going to go over that. I have other videos I can maybe share with you that tell the rest of that story. But my doctor came to me, chewed me out, had a real good meeting with me to tell me what I was looking at in the future if I didn't start eating right. I started eating right. For me, that's sort of a keto type diet, although I don't know that I necessarily follow the guidelines 100% for what a keto friendly diet might be. I think what it is sort of is. But I lost from 315 in the space of a year, or maybe it's less than a year, maybe more like 8 or 9 months, down to in April. First gig I played with my grandma's medicine band, I weighed 254, 315 to 254. Did this by eating mostly meat and low carbohydrate vegetables. No bread, no pastas, no cakes, cookies, ice cream, candy of any sort, no jams, jellies, anything that would boost my sugar. My A1C went from 8.6 down to 5.4 was the last time it was checked. And I'll be going for another checkup here toward the end of the month. I'll let you know if it's changed any. At any rate, so I got down to 254. And then over the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 weeks, I sort of started letting the carbs come back in a little bit. Not too much, but more than I should have been eating. Little pastries or something Nikki might have that maybe had broccoli or something in them. It's like there's enough good stuff in there to entice me to want to eat it. Broccoli, bacon, pastries. And I went kind of haywire eating those for a while. I started letting some carbohydrates back in because I hadn't been eating any bread, no crackers, no chips, no corn chips, nor Doritos, anything like that. And I also had been eating, I got pretty hooked on these Sims meat sticks that you can get at Aldi. And these things are great. They're zero carb, they taste great, and they're cheap. You can get them for about, pretty good size pack of them. I think it's 11 ounces, 10 or 11 ounces for like $8. And that's way cheaper than you get it almost anywhere else I've checked. And zero carbs in them. And so I started eating a lot of that, and I started eating I really enjoy brie cheese. I would, a lot of times for a snack at the office, I'd eat a whole bag of those Sims meat sticks. And then I would eat I'd heat up a little brie cheese, and I might eat that, for a snack or for a meal, and eat a whole brie cheese. They're about this big, 4 inches or whatever in diameter, and then a whole bag of those meat sticks. Well, that's something I've been eating a lot of over the last, 3 or 4 months. I just it's a convenient something I could grab that was meat and it was low carb. And I knew the cheese necessarily. It's interesting. So the story, I'm going to fast forward here, is I started gaining weight again. And I'm, at the same time, I'm starting to do push-ups. I'm doing some weights again. I'm trying to do some things to get my muscles back in shape. And I start noticing I'm getting heavier, but my pants still fit. Still wearing size 38 pants. My shirts didn't seem to be getting too tight or anything, but I could tell, you know, I guess I'm gaining a little bit of muscle, but it can't be a whole lot of muscle. And I'm almost 60 years old. I don't think I'm like building big muscles or anything, but I'm getting more fit. But by last week, it may have been Monday or Tuesday last week, I got on the scales and I weighed 277. So I've gone from 254 in the spring to 277. Well, that's going the wrong direction. And I knew the thing about it, I mean, it would be cool if I get a little bit of more muscle on my body, get a little bit more athletic like I used to be in the past, but that's not really my goal. My goal is to be light and to be able to move through the world well, to be able to work in my yard, repair my house if I need to, go hiking. Hiking is the big thing I love, and that's what got my YouTube channel started, was hiking. And I'm thinking, oh man, 277, I'm going the wrong direction. I was hoping that by my 60th birthday, I'd be around 240. That was my goal. I'd like to be 240. And I set that goal for myself back last fall, probably back last September or so, 14 months ago. And so now I'm going around totally the wrong direction. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm eating the same way I've been eating. But in the back of my mind, I'm realizing, okay, I like to eat these little cheese cracker things they make now. They're not crackers, though. They're actually made out of like cheese, dried cheese. And they have 0 carbs in them. Not like eating a Cheez-It or whatever it was. It was a cracker that was cheese flavored. And so all these things I've been eating, sort of like snack junk food stuff. But good low carb junk food stuff. But I started going a little bit too far that way, and I started introducing a little bit more carbs than I ought to into my diet. And so like last week, I'm looking and I'm saying, I'm getting heavy again. And I prayed, Lord, help me. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I kind of going down a bad path? Even though it's a better path than what I was on before, the one that was killing me. Still, this one isn't probably what you want me to do. And I don't think it's going to lead to my health improving. I think it's going to lead to my, you know, if I'm carrying more weight around through the world, my joints are going to hurt more. My feet are going to hurt more if I walk. And I had noticed that happening. I'm getting tireder when I go walking my dog, because I walk Hendrix 7,000-8,000 steps a day. And anyway, I prayed about it. And so it's funny. I go a couple days later, get a haircut. I go to Sane's barbershop, get a haircut. And only thing I can figure is about Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was Wednesday maybe, that I got my hair cut. I think I got a germ, and I got this cold, and it was wicked. It's like, man, I felt terrible, and I figured, well, it's got to be COVID, right? So we did the COVID test, came up negative. It was just a really bad cold, and I hadn't had one like this in a long time. And I went through phases with it. I felt just really tired and wore out and body aches. And then I started sniffling, sneezing, coughing. The coughing first, sneezing came later. Went through headaches, and at one point had a couple of days I had a fever. Just bad chills. And I've had my flu shot. You know, in the past I've had 3 COVID shots, although I've not had one recently. I just don't know what to think of them anymore. But I'd had my vaccines. And but at any rate, I felt pretty poor. And I remember long about Saturday, it started Thursday, but I had to work Friday, had to work at I had to shoot a Veterans Day celebration. So I was shooting a multi-camera video of that and some photography and stuff, but I felt horrible. That was on a Friday. By Saturday, I felt terrible. And I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, geez, I feel awful. Kind of help me out with this. And I got thinking in my head, Lord, I wonder why in the world have I got so sick? How have I been so stupid as to get sick? And I'm going to tell you. So, like I say, I'm a conservative Baptist. I'm not somebody that's out there thinking that God talks to me, but the Bible does say that it's like a still small voice that will, if the Holy Spirit lives in you, and Christianity teaches that Jesus sends His Spirit to live within you, then you've got God inside you, whether you realize it or not, whether you take time to listen to Him or not. And here I am, I'm totally down. And folks, you don't know what all I do in my life. I am like a crazy running around madman. I do freelance work probably 20 hours a week of freelance work. I work a job that requires me at least 48 hours a week to do, my day job. I do the YouTube channel. I have been playing in bands. I have, crazy dog that takes up a good bit of my life. I got to pay attention to the wife and be good to her and take her out. I have family obligations. My mom is probably on her last years. I hope not. I hope she's here for a lot longer, but she's having a hard time, so I go visit her. A lot of stuff going on in my life, and getting older. And it's sort of like here I'm wondering, kind of praying about, man, Lord, I feel terrible. And it was like that still small voice came to me. And with me, it's just an impression. I don't hear a voice. I don't hear audible anything. This has happened to me dozens of times in my life. And I've not talked about it, but I'm going to start talking about it. But dozens of times in my life when I'll really just chill out and be quiet and be thoughtful about about the Lord and realizing how real He is. And I'll do a testimonial as to why I know He's real. I'm not somebody that was indoctrinated from a early age in Christianity and just accepted it blindly. I was an atheist at one point. And I'll tell that story at in the future, another longer video maybe, if you care to hear that. But the still small voice in my head said, Tony, sometimes I just need to slow you down. And it was like real profound. Here I am sick, feeling awful, but at least I'm laying around and I'm thinking about God and I'm chilling and I'm not out running the roads and shooting videos and playing guitars and working, going to see if I can satisfy this person or that person. So now to the diet part of this. God knew I'd been praying about losing some weight. And for the first 2 or 3 days I had this thing, I didn't hardly feel like eating, but I did eat some. I ate pretty healthy still. Nikki was cooking for me. And I was, just eating more out of habit than out of want. But after about the 3rd day, I didn't much want to eat. And Nikki had cooked me some hamburgers. Some hamburger patties. Excuse me. Still got bits of this. And I had told her, cook me hamburgers, cook me steak, whatever. I'll add a vegetable or something like broccoli or Brussels sprouts or asparagus or something to it. That's all I need. Just cook me some. If you want to cook me something, cook me some bunch of burgers. So she cooked me 4 burger patties. And so day 1, I ate a burger and some broccoli, about 3 pieces of cheese, and some, I like to eat ranch dressing, just kind of use that for a dipping type thing. Didn't eat any breakfast, ate that one meal. I'm not one of these 1 meal a day guys, OMADs, whatever they call them. But I ate that 1 meal that day. That might have been Saturday or Sunday. At any rate, I think it was Sunday. And that's all I felt like eating. I ate like broccoli, about 3 pieces of cheese. I made sure the broccoli was cooked nice so it was good and tender. Put salt on it, put some butter on it. Ate had the burgers and cheese. And so for 4 days in a row, well, but first of all, I did not feel like eating that evening. I don't know if it was because of the sickness or because I really had enough food in me. Next day, I did the same sort of thing. I ate, burger, some Brussels sprouts, some cheese. Next day, maybe burger, avocado, some cheese, some green beans. And that was all that I seemed to need. It's like in the evening, maybe I get a little bit hungry. I go get an apple or something and share it with Hendrix. Hendrix loves to eat apples. We just shave off pieces of apple. I eat part of it. He eats part of it. He loves it. Cool way to bond with my golden doodle. To finish the story, though, so here I'd prayed like on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I guess it was Saturday again. Been sick since Thursday. Lord, what can I do to get back on track and get my weight back down? And I said, today's Thursday, I'm shooting this, and I've eaten another burger today with cheese, and I ate a avocado, Brussels sprouts, put about 3 pats of butter on those Brussels sprouts so it could melt down in there. Man, it's good. Just a burger, no bun in it, no bread. Right now, my belly feels fantastic. And I will say that today's Thursday, so it's been 1 week since I got sick. Like I say, I think I got it at Saints. I think I got a bug because I was around a whole lot of people, you know, hands-on armrests and stuff. I'm sure I picked this cold bug up, probably. I'm not trashing my friends that they love me down there. I love them. But that's the only place I can figure out that I might have got this bug was at Saints. And so it's been 1 week. I am 11.5 pounds lighter. I realized my body, my cells were fighting off a virus or whatever it was, whatever this cold was that I was going through. But I hadn't been running, hadn't lifted any weights, hadn't done any extensive exercise, no mowing grass, no running up down the hill. The Lord just slowed me down, and all I've done is sleep, walk. I still have to walk the dog. Nikki can't walk him; her leg's kind of messed up. So even though I was sick, still walking Hendrix every day. But walking, no push-ups, no weightlifting, no elevation of my heart rate or anything. Just eating basically a burger a day with some vegetables of whatever your choice is. Low carb ones, don't eat a potato, don't eat a sweet potato, don't eat peas. There are so many things, so many great vegetables that are good for you, but if you're a diabetic, they got a lot of carbs in them. So none of that. Just the low-carb type vegetables, and I can give you a list of what my low-carb preferences are. I can almost spout them off to you. It would be like asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, broccoli, lettuce of any sort. I don't eat spinach because it's so high in oxalate, and it causes me to have kidney stones, so spinach is out. But I could just, like I could say avocados, green beans are fantastic. And the thing that makes these vegetables good and makes you really want to eat them is put some butter on there. Don't be afraid. With all the years I've avoided fats. And I watch Ken Berry's channel. Ken is a blessing to me. Go watch Ken Berry, Dr. Ken Berry, if you've watched this video this far. Know that if you're battling diabetes, go check him out. He'll give you some straight talking, no nonsense advice. He's a Tennessee type doc, particularly if you're in the South like me. You just trust people that you like the way they talk, and he talks like I talk. So I totally dig Kim. But he'll tell you what kind. He promotes almost all meat, but he'll even tell you it's good to eat just low carb vegetables and eat meat, eat butter. Eat bacon. Doesn't hurt to have some bacon grease. Whatever you can do to those vegetables to make them taste better. For me, it's just a little bit of butter and salt, some pepper maybe. And but I'm here to tell you, I've lost 11.5 pounds in well, honestly 6 days, because I think I ate big time that Thursday night. This is the Thursday as I'm giving you this right here. So my message today is, if you hit a sticking point, if you're on some sort of a keto type diet and you start gaining weight again, it's probably because you're just overeating. I sat down, I took my bag of meat sticks that I've been eating, and I said, I wonder how many burgers this. So I counted the calories. I looked up the calories in a large burger patty, which is about 320 calories. I looked at my bag of Sim's meat sticks, and it's about 3 times that. So I realized right quick, okay, there are 3 burgers in each one of these bags, and I've been eating them, sometimes 2 of them a day. I've been eating the equivalents of 6 burgers. No wonder I was gaining some weight. Even if it was good calories, I was eating so many of them that I was back to overeating again. And so I actually opened up one of those bags and dumped them all out, and I counted them. I said, okay, so there's the equivalent of 3 burgers in one of these Sim's things. So how many meat sticks can I eat to make a burger? Instead of eating a whole pack of them and a little thing of brie cheese, what if I start eating more like I'm eating with my burger, right? I'm just reduce my calories, reduce my intake. And I realized I could eat 3. I think it's 9 of those meat sticks in that little packet that makes a burger, equivalent of a burger. So going forward, I'm not going to shy away from this. It's a great snack. I'm not going to shy away from eating that, but I'm going to start eating about 1/3 of a pack a day. About 1/3 of a pack instead of eating a whole pack. Instead of eating a whole brie cheese, maybe I'll eat half of one, because it's not hurting me eating 3 pieces or so of pepper jack cheese. Sargentos is what I get, just pepper jack cheese melted on top of my burgers. And I'm going to see how far this goes. I realize there's going to be times Nikki's going to want to go out to eat, so I'm going to go out to eat. We like to go to Longhorn and get the chop steak. It's great. And I like to get a Texas Tunion. Now, that's got some carbs on it because it's breaded, right, and deep fried. I've probably been getting a few extra calories doing that kind of thing, too. I have been eating onion rings, and we'll go to a fish house, and I'll get either catfish. There's a great place called Harbor Inn in Hickory. A lot of people don't know about it, but a lot of people do. Try Harbor Inn if you're in the area. Go out there. They'll give you a big old mess of Canadian flounder or of catfish. I've had to go away from shellfish, although I love them, because they give me gout. So I can't eat a bunch of oysters. I can't even eat shrimp and stuff much anymore. It causes me to have gout. So I'm chilling out on shellfish and just eating the kinds with fins on it, which is what, I got a little bit of Jew in me. You may not know that. I'm like my great grandfather was a Jew. So my dad used to say, I think it was what his granddad told him, is you don't ever want to eat anything that don't have fins on it. So it's funny. My dad had a little bit of like Jewish what do you call it? He'd eat pig, though. So I'm a Scot, Irish, English, Norwegian Jew. At any rate, just know this, friends. You can look at your diet. You can eat less. I am a 6'1" plus. By the way, I've found out in the recent months that I'm shrinking, which is a little bit of a scary thing. 20 years ago, I started at UNC Health Blue Ridge, and we went into a wellness thing, and they measure you for your height and weight. And in sock feet, I was 6'2¼ back in 2002. Here, 20 years later, 21 years later, they measured me the other day in my sock feet, and I was 6'1¼ Now, my kidney doctor had told me this. He would look at we do an X-ray about every 3 or 4 months to check my kidney stones. I have got one that's going to have to move out eventually, and so he's keeping an eye on it as to whether it needs to be removed. So far, changing my diet and getting away from oxalates, I had no kidney stones attacks in probably 2.5 years. Praise Jesus. Low oxalate eating, and that's part of as long as you don't get into a whole lot of high oxalate vegetables, particularly spinach. Power food, but spinach will get you, brothers, especially the amounts that I was eating. But he would look at my x-ray, and 6 or 7 months ago, he was looking at one of them, and he said, I bet you're shorter than you used to be. I said, why? He said, I can see your vertebrae here. It looks like the pads in between your vertebrae are really narrow in places, my lower back. So I have shrunk an inch in 20 years. I used to tell people I'm 6'2". Now I'm about 6'1¼ 6'1¼ 264 pounds right now. 264.6. 264.6, I think is what I weighed this morning. And 1 meal a day is feeding me. That's the point I was going to make, is I'm a big old boy. And 1 meal a day, hamburger, some Brussels sprouts, some cheese, a little bit of butter, salt. I'm losing weight fast. Eating 1 meal a day, eating that, I'm not hungry at night. And if you are hungry at night, pick something good like an apple. Get you a little bit of carbs in you. Apple's a great option right there. So that's my little health tips today. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, probably some sage somebody about health. I've been an athlete most of my life, so I am at least that. My only qualification is I was captain of my high school football team, played basketball. I was a 3-sport guy till my eyes went bad and I couldn't see to hit the baseball anymore. But I was football, basketball, and so I understand fitness. I understand how to stay fit, and my big problems over the years has just been ignoring what I know, not paying attention to what I know. But 1 meal a day, I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to keep doing it for a while. I'm going to try it. My ultimate goal, I wish I could be, like I say, by my birthday, which is coming up in February, it'd be great if I was 240 again. At 240, the last time I played football at Mars Hill University, I was 228. And that would be my dream. But my realistic dream is that I could hit 240 again. I know how great I felt back when I used to play some ball, industrial league stuff and everything, basketball. When I weighed 240, I could still get up above the rim and stuff. I know I'm old now. I probably can never be able to touch the rim again. but at least I'll be able to go hiking, and I enjoy great hiking and stuff again. So that's my long run-on video. Hopefully you've got some encouragement. Hopefully you've got some spiritual advice, some advice about how you can eat. Go check out Ken Berry's site on YouTube. It'll get you going in the right direction. Any of you suffering with diabetes, just know you can reverse it. You can go from 8.6 and taking metformin down to 5.4 and taking nothing. The only thing I've been taking here recently is extra strength Tylenol cold to get past this cold. And if you got the cold, you have my sympathies. Just take care of yourself, eat right, get plenty of rest, drink plenty of fluids, and just hunker down. And if you believe in the Lord, then call upon Him and pray to Him, and He'll send you some comfort, my friends. Listen to that still small voice. Get quiet. Listen to God once in a while. And don't lean on your own understanding. Lean on Him. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.